working on them, are outside and speaking and meeting with people, are commenting, of course, as well. Like this morning, I've never seen a speech like this. This was bonkers. This was out of control. It made no strategic sense. It did not lay out a vision for how we're going to actually achieve our goals in a multilateral forum. It did not talk about the threats the United States faces and what we need to do to counter them. Apparently, the biggest threat now is renewable energy. That's our number one concern, not nuclear weapons or terrorism or China's encroachment in Asia or Russia's war against Ukraine. And so I found it incredibly damaging to America's standing in the world, damaging to our national security strategy, and damaging to how other countries are now going to deal with us, which means they're just going to move further and further away as this kind of communication and leadership continues. And at least we've learned it was a 55-minute speech that broke his own record of speeches to the UN General Assembly, railing against the UN at the UN. He was hammering NATO over its handling of Russia. He criticized Europe for its handling of immigration, saying your countries are going to hell. Your thoughts on the tone and the message he gave in front of this audience? Right. Well, it kind of reminds me of when Castro used to address the UN. You know, these long, rambling speeches like a word salad, a stream of consciousness. Clearly, Trump is feeling more assertive in his second term. And he came in wanting to show that he's the peacemaker, mentioned the Nobel Prize several times, that he's really looking for it, and then American strength. And clearly, he has a lot of disdain for multilateral institutions. This we all knew. But instead of coming with a plan for reform, with ideas on how the U.S. can take the leadership role, he just kind of ranted at them. And the U.S. really has, under President Trump, diminished its once great leadership role at the United Nations. And let's be honest, the United Nations needs a lot of reform, Anna. You know this. And instead of helping drive that reform and drive the organization into the next 80 years, the theme this year is better together. When you look at what the U.S. is doing, taking $1 billion from funding, pulling out of the World Trade Organization, pulling out of UNESCO, pulling out of the UN Human Rights Council, instead of working to reform it. And then the relationship with all of these allies are strained under the tariffs, under the approach towards Israel, and not really doing